almost guarantee it's not the same person, but the person that I was dealing with that sounds like this kind of a person, I kept every single document that they ever provided, and there's a lot of like incriminating evidence that shows exactly who was in charge of all of the transactions and who placed all of the transactions and who moved all of the, coins to start and where they put them. And there's verifiable evidence that this one company and this one person and his sister were in charge of every coin that was created until we realized what happened, and then we took control of every single coin that we could.
This week episode is brought to you by none of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona sauce? Too bad, only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 6 of the twice-over Zilly Award-winning Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, you staying cool over there?
Dude, it is. I mean, probably most of the country has to deal with heat a lot more than we do, but man, this is something else.
I feel bad. Our boy Brody, not only did they just lose the Stanley Cup Finals, but on the first day of summer, they had a blizzard.
Stop.
Yeah, he posted it.
Did he?
Yep.
Holy shit. That's
I would take a little
wild.
bit of that right now, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God. We just had the solstice.
That would be the first day of summer, correct?
Right. That too. Right. Isn't that kind of like sad though? Because it's like, I don't know about you. I wait like all year for like the good weather. So like spring and summer. And it's like, hey, once summer gets here, the days start getting shorter.
Yeah.
It's like 1 foot in the grave.
I do kind of agree with that. I think that summer should be shifted back starting like a month and a half before the solstice. So it works. So like summer, the solstice should be the middle of summer.
Sure.
But it's actually also June. But I think that's because Julius and Augustus kind of threw us off here.
Yeah. Well, whoever we need to talk to, it might be easier to get voted on and approved than changing the
T-drop
rules
governance.
for T-drop.
Could be.
Yeah.
I know we're just doing a quick one here because we have quite the interview for the folks coming up. Quite juicy, I would say. But they tried to Monday us, dude.
They did.
But no.
So I'm glad if I didn't do it, you would have told me last night that
probably
to push it off.
Yeah, probably.
I initiated this time and said, hey, let's just knock this out
hold off a
tomorrow.
second. Yeah,
because it's only going to be a shorty. We're only talking really short.
Yeah, so Theta Drop tried to Monday us. USD payments for secondary market NFT sales. I wasn't sure there was really any of those going on anyway. On Theta Drop are temporarily disabled due to Stripe regulations. It's amazing how many conversations I've kind of had about this. It's like Web3 is like backstepping to Web2.
Yeah.
In order to stay alive.
Well, it can't even go to Web2 now. I mean, you can't get US dollars now?
Yeah, I mean, now not even Stripe is working. Like, what's wrong with Stripe? Seriously.
And these are the same guys that, in 1976 on the bicentennial were working with Coinbase to get their coin listed. I remember Wes was talking about that.
Yep. That's back when I bought my first Bitcoin.
That doesn't seem bullish that, now there's Stripe regulations. And then too, so Bronze VIP, they don't get any benefits now? Then?
Right.
Like,
no.
Because the ability, or Silver too, the ability to sell. The only thing Silver could do is pre-fund first, but it'd have to be T-drop. But the whole thing about Theta Drop Bronze was a lot of people bought the Katy Perry third drop.
Sorry, Mac.
Yeah, sorry, Mac. Mac's laughing his ass off right now. They bought that to get the VIP bronze level, but you can't touch that T-drop. It's frozen. Okay, so we did it. Well, then they stopped giving us shards shortly after, and then we've been shardless for forever. And so the only thing you could do is I mean, like it's a big benefit. The only thing you could do is filter out US dollar and make it T-drop only. Well, now everyone's T-drop only.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
T-fuel,
Yeah.
not T-drop.
Yes.
As it was.
As you were.
Yeah. So once again, they keep, they're someone's not paying attention. What's going on with the beta drop, right?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, have you seen any new regulations related to Stripe that I'm missing?
No. Nope.
Me either. They probably forgot to pay the fee.
Kyle probably forgot to renew something with the
it wasn't
credit
renewed.
card. Yeah.
Stripe not renewed. We'll get back to it when we get a chance.
Just said they remain optimistic they can get it. It didn't sound very reassuring.
No, it didn't. It didn't. So now what does everybody do that has cash on there? Wait for the next drop? When's that coming?
Oh, right. That has cash on there, right?
Because it says secondary sales. It doesn't say anything about primary sales. And please tell me what is the difference there?
Yeah, what? That's a strange flex.
Hmm.
Then again, I mean, they've had one NFT this year.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Eurocon.
Yep. Eurocon and Metacan.
Yeah, and Metacan. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm confused.
As are we all.
That just sounds like something, when they're legitimate and doing the right things that wouldn't be a problem. But maybe, maybe they're doing something wrong. I don't know.
Yep. I don't know. But maybe somebody else knows. And hey, maybe.
Well, speaking of doing the wrong thing, we got this great interview coming up.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
No, that's your thing.
The one and only Kyler Frisbee. How you doing?
Tech, aka Tech G.
And things got a little juicy. I don't know. We might have to bleep some of this out. Maybe sell an NFT to listen to this one.
No. I mean, if it wasn't for release being very soon, and we had time to, and we had competent interns, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do not.
But we don't. But we did have a great conversation with Kyler, and you can hear that
after these messages.
Papa's popping and locking, Magnum scrutinizing, Papa Mac's Pinecast.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Barely. No, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Kyler Frisbee in the house.
Papa Mags back on it again.
Let's go. Season 4. Welcome back for the first time in season 4. It's been a while.
Let's go.
It's been since season 3, I think.
Yeah, it's been a whole season.
Who knows how long that's really been, though? You guys
Only
ready
true
for New York
fans
City?
would know.
That's true. The tens of tens.
Are you ready for New York City?
No, but we're going to do the best we can. See how it goes.
That's what we say, Popper, right?
Yeah, every week.
Yeah.
Well, look how it's gone. Pretty well.
Doesn't always work out great.
That sign's hanging over the locker room when we walk in. Do the best you can.
Yep.
Your Zillia
play like a champion or do the best you can.
They would. We have to have Andrea on a count up because she said, I'll let you know more. Right, Popper? So we got to get that from that post that she put.
Oh, yeah.
About saying she's no longer with
when's
Data.
That happening?
Yeah, so we should count her up. This is day something. Well, we'll
this
figure
is
it out.
Definitely day something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely at least 2 weeks. I don't know. Popper, do you want to start? Do I want to start? Does Kyler, do you want to talk? Do you want the floor, Kyler?
No, this is your show. How could I take that?
Kyler, there's so much going on though with POG. And first question I have is, have you seen these 8-packs in the POG hub?
I have seen those.
And it said something like they can't be open to the 26th.
That's right. The 24th, 25th, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. Well, if it goes longer, we'll count you up. But is there anything big in these packs possibly? Or is there,
I think we're just going to trick you guys and there's not going to be anything. No, you can win a $6,000 mutant ape and then a bunch of F1 merchandise. We might even throw in a Bitcoin slammer. Dude, I just got these delivered today. They look insane. Oh my God, they're sick.
There's, I feel like I'm jumping around a lot, but because I am, but it's all like ape centric at this point. Well, it seems like, I was glancing at your Medium article again that you recently put out, which had a keyword in. People should take a look at. Keywords are huge. Side note, did you hear your boy a couple weeks ago on the show, Sire J?
I didn't hear it yet.
By
I was
chance,
going to
Tyler?
listen to it here this week.
Okay. Well, we usually like to give the guest to come up with the POG, what do we call them? The ID
Key phrase.
Key phrase,
Yeah,
yeah.
the key phrase.
And
As you were.
as I was, key phrase, and so he was laughing. He came up with founder staking because he's like, when founder staking. So he didn't spell it out, and then it was bedlam on the YouTube. I listened to I actually had to listen to this whole thing, and I still know what the hell they said.
Dude,
So that was
leave
founder
it to him.
staking.
Yeah, I appreciate him. He's just a team player, and he would never put me on the spot for things that we aren't ready for. So, I just appreciate that guy so much. It's a perfect keyword. Oh my God. This has been the bane of my existence for
What?
so long, dude. We hired somebody to do the Solana staking, the founder staking, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. And I don't know why it's so hard to find somebody to help us with it. So if anybody hears this and wants to help us with some Solana founder staking, let me know.
Isn't that your specialty, Max?
I got I helped steer someone in the right direction for the Grove staking, but that's on the meta chain.
Oh,
Yeah.
meta chain.
Well, I just and when I say I helped, I told James, I'm like, dude, you need to get with VMux. So that's about that.
That was helpful.
Are they on Solana?
Kyler,
Can they help on Solana?
No, they're on the Theta meta chain. There was some shenanigans going on there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just want to get. I was wondering if you can expand upon this collaboration that you mentioned with Ape Chain in Yuga Labs, because this says today, not today, but it says today. This is what the Medium article says. Today, we're proud to announce our new home on Ape Chain, powered by ApeCoin, supported by Yuga Labs, and built on Arbitrum.
Well,
so
yeah.
support.
That's what happens when
that's
you
the
let
keyword.
ApeChain write the article or write that part of the article. So new home is a little bit of a stretch, in my opinion.
Sounds like they're excited though.
They're so excited. Like they couldn't be more excited about what we're doing. And, for us, the Ape Chain, Yuga Labs, the demographic, the collector's mentality, all of that is perfect. And, the per capita recognition for POG is beyond what we would expect from most chains, and we talked to a lot of them. Some of them didn't fit for whatever reason, and we're excited about Ape Chain, especially with the other side coming out and then some other stuff. And we'll exclusively launch the game here next month. But we have the ability to use Solana. We have the ability to use any other chain that we want inside of the game. What's about to be crazy, and this is something that Theta missed out on, unfortunately, is we already brought 135,000 new wallets onto Theta, onto POG chain, and we did that within a week. And now we have 3.5 million wallets wired up, ready to jump into the POG game and start collecting through Beamable, our back-end partner. So we'll see how, we're going to do an activation. Since this comes out Monday, people will be ready. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to launch a free claim inside of the POG game. It'll be the first thing that they can do on Ape Chain, and there'll be daily rewards inside of the hub for holding it. And we're hoping to see anywhere between 500 to 2 million new accounts claim that. And from there, we have the opportunity, I think, to drive them into our game weekly for different quests and games and leaderboards and all that stuff. And I expect a lot of brands and a lot of chains will be very interested in expanding and having some of those wallets active on their chain. So we'll see what really happens. We've got some really fun partnerships with some big names that are going to be bringing, phenomenal brands and physical and digital activations bigger than we could have ever expected. And all of that's kind of coming to fruition now. So Ape Chain is definitely a really good place for us. They're 7 months old and are run very, very well. And, their CEO is a very legitimate and stand-up dude in the Web3 space.
Oh, there's not many of those.
Yeah, I mean, you got to work with the one you find.
Right, of course. It's just so and did you say Tuesday the game?
Tuesday will be the first activation inside the game. It'll be basically the POG launch pad on Ape Chain where you can collect your first free POG. And then the game is pretty much ready. We're just working on a few packs and a few assets, graphics wise, to get the game activated, and then you'll be able to play and start collecting. And the first packs in there'll be a POG pack, there'll be an Ape pack, and that is for communities and NFTs on Ape Chain. And then the Care Bears will be rolling out right. They'll be one of the first IPs inside of the arcade as well.
Okay. Wow. Now I'm going all over the place, Kyler.
Please, let's go. I'm coming with you.
So is the game like the game that we had on the Launchpad?
Yeah, so you've played a version of it. It's been basically revamped substantially. The game that you played was more or less the beta version. We have a new game where you can collect POGs for free just by playing the first demo. Immediately you're onboarded into the game so you can see what it's like, and then the collector's experience kicks in right after your first game, and you walk away with your first set of POGs and a slammer so that you can compete. And then there's a number of different ways to scoop up new collectibles, scoop up coins, play for coins, play against your friends. And all of this is far more easily accessible and a lot more seamless than it has been before. And when we launched it on PogChain Theta, unfortunately there wasn't a robust enough RPC. There wasn't enough space or functionality on the chain for us to run our entire game. And just through some, I don't know if we had a falling out, just some bad relationship management after, no fault of Andrea's obviously, but just didn't really work out technology wise. And so we had to find another chain to run the game. And Ape Chain is fast and they have all of the infrastructure there that we need. And so it'll be really fun to finally start playing and collecting and, not being limited by how many POGs you can see or collect.
Like on the Theta chain, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm calling PogChain our public test chain now. We created the coin and now it's bridged to 4 different blockchains, including Solana and Base and now Ape Chain and Ethereum. And just couldn't be more excited about all the things that we have available. And, the community at Theta is second to none. They believe in something, they stick with it. And even though maybe they don't have all of the information all of the time, they're a phenomenal group of people. And we're more than honored to get to, have a lot of those folks in our ecosystem. So, we're just we're rolling with the punches and figuring out what we can do.
So just to be clear, the POG coin on Theta is still a thing, but now we can also bridge to the other.
Yeah, I mean, staking POG coin only works on Theta, so you have to bridge it all the way back if you want to stake. We've got some really fun stuff coming with Base as they start to roll out their wallet integrations. And then we have actually something really fun with a new exchange in the Philippines and around the world. And we're going to be using PogCoin to open up accounts. And there's a lot of Web3 brands that will pay $50 to $100 per weekly active account to airdrop coins as a marketing campaign. And so we have this partnership where if you hold PogCoin on this exchange, you'll be able to get weekly airdrops of like $20 in their new coin, whatever lists on their exchange. You could sell instantly. But just by holding POGs, that's about $1,000 a year. Wait, is that right? Yeah, $1,000 a year.
That's good math. That's good math.
I had to count. I'm using my fingers and my toes.
Yeah, it's summer, so you got the sandals on probably, so toes were available for counting.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So I'm assuming that's going to be an exchange that New Yorkers won't have access to.
I don't think Kyler's paying attention to the other drama going on.
Yeah.
It feels like he's.
I'm not. I saw there was something that happened. Charizard is my eye into the Theta world, and I saw he was a little disappointed that there was a U.S. exchange and it launched, and then the coin dropped 15% or something like that.
It's only 15%.
I don't know. Is that
I
what
have no
happened?
idea, man.
It definitely went
You're-
down. It definitely went down, but I mean, it's also been doing that for a while.
You're still
Well, I
paying
know the
attention
guy
to
who's.
Frank?
I know who's backing that sale. I know a guy who's just making sure there's enough coins in the ecosystem for everybody to have them.
Real quick, JPG New York or NFT NYC, right? Is next week, or if they're listening now, this week, or if you're listening a few weeks now, it already happened. But that's in New York City. Don't know if you knew this, Kyler. Biggest city in the United States, New York City.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I mean, so when
Per capita, or how we judging?
just,
mileage?
I think it's just the facts. And then you have like this this CEO talking about, no, we're going to get on an American exchange, but what exchange did they get listed on, Popper, again?
Armani Exchange, I believe.
Nah, Armani Exchange. I doubt that. No, what exchange was it?
Crypto.com.
Crypto.com.
Finance.us, right?
Available in all 49 states and territories.
Yep.
And with the New York not being one of the 49.
Oh my God.
So
that's crazy.
That's what I said. But
That's what she said too.
She knows. She's a beast. She's got all the insight.
Yep. So yeah, no, it'd be, all this talk about exchanges, it's just like, oh yeah, ho-hum. We got access to Coinbase. So if it's not Coinbase, it ain't for New Yorkers.
Well, it's crazy. There was a CEO at a big blockchain who, drunk one day, told me, "Oh, we're going to launch on Coinbase in June." Told me that last February. Hold all of your coins from my chain because we're going to launch on Coinbase in June. And here we are a year later, and the coins are down 90%, and no word from that guy. That guy is just a piece of work, I tell you.
Is that the same guy? Is that the same guy whose chain said that in a AMA they had in 2023 that they said we were gonna be put on Coinbase, but the whole FTX thing squashed that. So the FTX fallout happened, and then we couldn't get listed on Coinbase. Although this one guy, then the other guy at the company said, and we've been working with Coinbase since 1989. So that was in before anyone else. So in before Satoshi.
That for some reason it doesn't surprise me. I'm imagining it's the exact same guy, but I don't know. I can't play the hearsay game because that's just not my style. It might have been the same guy though.
Does that person have a wig?
I don't know. That's a good question. I do know that I was at a table with this individual, if it's the same guy we're talking about, and
If you saw him in December, he might have had a bulletproof vest on.
I don't know. I mean, I can't confirm nor deny, but I do remember that this individual, we were sitting at drinks at a GDC conference one year, and Pepe had just launched, and he was like, "Why don't we just launch a shit coin? We'll just all throw $100,000 in it and then dump on everybody." So that's kind of, and this person had one of the top 100 blockchains in the world, and or coins in the world, and so you would think like maybe just put some effort into building that rather than destroying it for everybody. But I don't know, man. Like, might be the same guy, might not be.
Yeah, they might have wound up transitioning to solely AI and T-shirt making. So
Oh,
who
dude,
could that
this
be?
does sound similar. Like, I don't know if it's the same guy. Probably isn't the same guy. But there's a guy out there who like promised me the world. Said if your coin doesn't hit, $500 million market cap in couple months from launch, we failed. I'm gonna get everybody I know in, and then just kind of ghosted us. So that they could then just create chatbots. I don't know if this is the
Yeah,
same guy. Like, this is probably a super common thing out there. There's probably a lot of CEOs who made the
right.
decision to like pivot to chatbots. But whatever. Like,
I asked ChatGPT about, is this a thing that a lot of companies do? And it's like, oh yeah, everyone and their mom's doing this.
oh,
But
perfect. So I mean, we can't confirm that it's the same guy.
yeah,
But it just sounds like there's a lot of people doing similar stuff.
sure. It did, but so on one of these places that I'm sorry, I'm just staying here real quick. On one of these places that these chatbots are at, I went to their FAQs, saw their stuff about their chatbot, and according to ChatGPT and their FAQs, it is powered by nothing about like a sharp cumulonimbus thing, but it was powered by ChatGPT API. So, uh,
So
so
so so distributed blockchain is just running ChatGPT across, a distributed network of computers. It's amazing how simple the idea is. And, if you're a big blockchain, why not? Why not go for the lowest hanging fruit and like turn it into a product and try and say that that's like innovation? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, why not?
uh, yeah. It seems like this person just wants to make money, doesn't care how they do it, and or who they screw over.
It's almost like these guys. I don't know if it's the same guy, so I'm just gonna call them these guys, like, because
Okay,
probably
sure,
similar.
yeah, yeah.
It's like it's almost like they owe money to the mafia or something, and they're gonna get liquidated if they don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe these guys have gambling issues. Maybe they have jealousy issues. I don't know. I don't know what really stems from that psyche, but seems like it's pretty common. If we both know guys like that.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely do, Popper. You?
I know at least 25 or 30.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. I mean, yeah, like we're big fans of everybody, we get to work with, like all the communities that we get to be part of. So, we're not trying to upset anybody, but we got bamboozled by a guy who sounds like this, and we're not going to
Yeah.
name names by any means, but you know, definitely some losers, sounds like.
But it also sounds like this isn't going to stop you.
Oh, no, are you kidding me? I mean, like, this situation was 2 years of an incredible setback, right? Like, I think when we launched our coin, we were on pace to be one of the top coins in the world, and unfortunately, there might have been some jealousy between us and the team that we launched with, or the team that I mean, I don't know, like, maybe not. Maybe it just happened the way that it happened, and I mean, but it was been really hard because nobody like the coin dropped, everybody lost their momentum, and then it dropped some more, and then somebody sent more coins to an exchange, and then it dropped some more, and then they did it again, and it dropped some more, and it's almost like that same person did it like 17 different times to the point where like a community had to be like, dude, what is fucking going on? And then that person was afraid for their life. So I don't
That
know, man. Like,
that's sounds like somebody who came up with this decentralized exchange that they ran, and then once all after they liquidated all that and they sent it to some other place, that people finally got their pod coin, couldn't really do anything with it because this uh, decentralized exchange, that person moved everything off.
yeah, no, it's
Uh,
so common that it's hard to even, like, remember or, like, who did it, but, yeah, I mean, I think I remember something exactly like that happening, and, like, me being pretty naive, I thought that this person had our truly best interests at heart, and, I was convinced that what they told me was exactly, what was gonna happen, it would be successful, we were gonna do all these things, and, um even like this person, I literally, the day that we launched our coin on these exchanges, I remember we launched on MEXC, and this person, I for the weeks up, I was like, you cannot sell. Please don't sell. I promise I won't sell. No, I won't sell. Don't worry. Like, just give it a week. Day one, there's transactions, and look at the wallet, and it's the person who promised me they wouldn't sell. And I said, what the fuck? And he said, oh, other people were selling. So it's okay, right? And I didn't know what the fuck that was. It was just crazy to be blatantly lied to. And then if I hadn't caught it, no one would have ever known. So
Yeah.
it was fucking crazy that straight to my face consistently, lie after lie, we got put in these positions. But I really believe that, the POG brand is stronger 35 years. Like, we've got some of the biggest exchanges in the world. The founder of Bybit purchased 5% of the coin just so that they could roll out some really amazing stuff with their new exchange. So super excited to share that as it starts to come. But, we're working on something called the POG wallet, where everybody can, not only see all of their assets across all of the chains and all of the coins across all of the chains, but they'll also be able to, just for holding, be airdropped collectibles that might be coupons, they might be assets, they might be coins, and then we're going to take 20 to 30% of all the revenue that we get. This is something I'm going to write out in paper and share. 20 to 30% of all the revenue we get from those marketing campaigns will go into buying and burning the coin. So we're not dead by any means. We just had a much more delayed start than we expected. But at the same time, it's like perfect timing, because if we can execute on this right as the market starts to swing, we might really have a good chance. And not to mention, we're one of the biggest brands still in the Philippines. And as we launched this in the Philippines, and YGG, the Yield Gaming Guild, starts to play our game. And, I was in the Philippines last week, and we scooped up the #1 Filipino influencer who absolutely loves POG and is going to be excited to represent it and the exchange. And so, we're, as hard as it's been, we're in a pretty good place.
The physicals, there's a thing with the physicals in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, so imagine the physicals. Well, the physicals will be all around the world, but imagine like on the back of the Care Bears POGs, somebody scans the QR code and it opens them up a wallet, and they get $20 worth of Bitcoin or $20 worth of POG coin. And just for holding that POG coin, they're able to get airdrops every single week from different brands and from different Web2 companies that they could exchange instantly for, $20 in cash. Maybe it's like $19 in cash or something like that. There's like a 7% fee, but and as long as they keep converting or keep using their wallet, they'll keep getting their assets, and we can keep capitalizing on the marketing and get paid to market. But there's a number of Web2 brands that are excited to pay POG to make POGs and to use us as a marketing campaign and platform. And one of our requirements is that every asset that we put out there will have a digital component to it into the Web3 space. So we're going to be utilizing our partnerships with Care Bears and others. Let's say Dr. Seuss, let's say the Smurfs, let's say Marvel and Street Fighter, to promote our Web3 platform and digital collectibles and our cryptocurrency.
Nice. Can we take it back just for a little bit here, because we're talking about stuff that's happened with the beginning of the swap site, right? That is infamous at this point. But there was also something that happened with one of the big initial wallets, right?
Hacked wallet? Yeah, quote unquote hacked wallet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which can I just say is, I find it hysterical, because when there's big issues we bring up, not just us, like the community brings up, right? And it's silent. It's deaf ears. Then I'm hearing, oh man, some OG got their wallet hacked. That they're still using, by the way.
Really? It's still active today, huh?
It's still active and they're still using it. So,
oh my God. Well, that
yeah,
same
sorry.
person, the same guy that sounds like the kind of guy that you're talking about too, right? Like, there's a lot of them out there. It's crazy. He had his friend buy all this coin, and then the next day dumped it and said that he was hacked and we didn't know why. And it was absolutely nuts. But the same time he was dumping and the same time that, he actually forced us to give him a refund on all of his coins. So, or at least $100,000 worth. So it's crazy because imagine, I don't know who this guy is. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the same guy you're talking about, but imagine this guy
He
gets
sounds
one of
like
the,
he'd be an accredited investor if he was on the private sale.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. And maybe even KYC to somebody different than he was. But imagine like somebody running a blockchain, convincing one of the top IPs in the world to come over instead of launching their coin on Ethereum or on Solana to come to, their blockchain and launch it. And then they get all of these people excited about it, including their employees.
Yeah.
And then even before anybody gets their coin, convinces the team that it's the right move to, sell a bunch and then keep a crazy amount of that cash and then continue to dump their own, which just doesn't make
Well,
sense
and
to do that.
tell their employees that they're vested, that they can't sell for a year or something.
Meanwhile, they're dumping every
Right.
single day. And it was it was unfathomable to think that that person, would do that on purpose, but it's kind of crazy to think that they did it on accident when you look at everything that's happening. So, when they lie to your face and then to go back and dump the coin and to be the reason that it's so low that you then require the company to you require us to give you $100,000 back, which was, anyways. Meanwhile, everybody else that you convinced to get on board and dumped on is stuck with theirs. So it's just, I mean, how does that even make sense? I have no idea. I have no idea.
But some people think this guy is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I tend to think that those people have not. I don't know, like me and Popper, when NFTs first came out, when they were like when CryptoKitties and stuff like that came out, we were like, oh, this stuff is dumb. We're not getting into it. And then all of a sudden, it's like we're pouring everything we have. We're pouring a lot into it. I'd say, right, Popper? Once
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I poured a lot into it, and then just to see what happened on the back end with that, and then you have the people in this community that didn't want to get involved in NFTs, which is fine. And then, but meanwhile, let's say their coin's like 69 cents right now. Shout out Charizard, and we're the ones that are spreading FUD. But um, I'm excited about this ape chain. This Is there anything planned with you guys at NFT NYC with Ape Chain?
Absolutely. We've got something super fun coming up. So we've got the POG van will be posted out in front of Jeff Staples' store on 21 Mercer. It's the only cobblestone street left in New York City. And we're going to have a whole van full of stuff. We're going to have merchandise, POGs, POG makers, a bunch of crazy shit. And you'll flip POGs, and based on the number of POGs you flip in your turn, you get to pick an item from the van while supplies last. We also have a nice little surprise. Actually, since it's, going to be released right before it, we're going to have one of the first punch boards ever made for Ape Chain. There's 6 Yuga Labs and Ape Chain IP community IPs on it. And it'll be for anyone who walks up. And then there's a QR code on the back of every one. And we're going to create some fun things to get them involved into the ecosystem. And then, there's also a QR code on the van, but this will also be open to everybody around the world to claim your first NFT on Ape Chain in the POG game. And then, daily loot packs, and maybe we'll put another mace in there and, mutant or whatever. There's going to be a lot of stuff. But season 4 is coming up at the end of June. July 1st, season 4 starts. And the top 6 on the leaderboard in season 4 will all get to make a POG for Ape Fest. And then we're going to pick 6 creators across the entire POG community, communities, podcasters, video content creators to make a physical POG as well. So there'll be 12 new POGs when Ape Fest hits in mid-October. So we're just super excited. I mean, dude, like we definitely are hitting our stride. And just because one blockchain didn't necessarily pick up the ball or follow through or didn't work out with them doesn't mean we died. Yeah, well, dude, isn't it crazy how the chain of events have happened? But we keep running, we keep riding, and I feel bad for all those brands that, kind of fell into the same deal and got taken advantage of and don't have the IP that we have and probably didn't survive the same, shenanigans.
Oh no, 100%. I mean, the theta community was just starving for just a little bit of help. That's it, right? And there were so many projects that could have really done well on the chain, and they weren't given anything to eat or drink. Like, it was just like, oh, here, we did our part. We let you drop your NFTs on our Theta Drop platform and took whatever 40, 45, 55% of all the revenue from your project, and you should say thank you to us.
What's crazy is everything Andrea did for us was for the benefit of POG. Everything Andrea did was like, and that's why when people maybe talk trash or like, and what's funny is the people who talk trash are like clearly alt accounts, very heated and passionate. And so I think it's like, I really think it's a certain one or two people on their alt accounts just like finally getting to say what they want, and it's comedic. But Andrea was the thing that was keeping it together for us. She was the only reason that we continued to trust Theta, the only reason we continued to put effort and money there and belief. And the majority of what she helped us get was delivered upon. But there were so many things that were out of her control, especially once that person got their coins. Part of my deal, part of my agreement was that I'm never going to name names. I absolutely love Theta, the community, and I'm not gonna. I got to be careful because I'm not gonna name the name right after I say. Anyways, let's keep going. I'll say this part later.
And we will be right back. This week's POG key phrase is Sic Semper Tyrannis. All lowercase. That's SIC space SEMPER space TYRANNIS. Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Pinecast. Papa Max Pinecast.
You ever see Empire Strikes Back, Kyler?
Yeah.
Vader. I mean, spoiler alert, he cut off his son's hand.
At the end of his term.
Alert.
At the end of his term, he got caught. Yeah. Glad to have you back, Mags.
Glad to be back.
You did completely throw me for a loop because I had something to say.
Just real quick, not to keep pounding it down, but
here we go.
After they were done, unloaded on the decks, and then shipped it, and then everything went to like Mexi. Then all of a sudden they gifted the control of the decks over to someone else.
Oh yeah, and erased all of the history.
Yep. And that damn blockchain, I mean, I'm no freaking hacker guy or girl, but that thing is tough to use because you'd have to actually know the exact transaction.
That's why
you have to keep clicking a million times to find the damn thing.
And it's almost like intentional why there's not a real indexer. And there's a reason why we couldn't run our game on there is because there was such a lack of actual blockchain infrastructure that it was almost laughable. And it's just the way it was.
Popper brought up on the show, kind of like while this stuff was going on, that the one that shows up on the decks, it disappeared after like 6 pages. The pages weren't that very long. Yeah. So you couldn't find anything. It's like, why would they do that? But
yeah, why would they do that? It's like, I mean, you would only do that if you had something to hide.
If you have something to hide. Yeah.
And I mean, the scary thing is like, I made copies of every document that I ever got from this person. I have it's probably I almost guarantee it's not the same person, but the person that I was dealing with that sounds like this kind of a person, I kept every single document that they ever, provided, and there's a lot of incriminating evidence that shows exactly who was in charge of all of the transactions and who placed all of the transactions and who moved all of the, coins to start and where they put them. And, there's verifiable evidence that this one company and this one person and his sister were in charge of every coin that was created until we realized what happened. And then we took control of every single coin that we could outside of what they already had. And, I should have changed the deal on them and taken all of their coins that were due, but I gave them all to them. I figured, let's just fucking get it over with. They're going to dump them all anyways. So and so we airdropped every single coin that was due, that was supposed to be vested over multiple years to every holder and I think that was the fairest thing to do because
I
the
did
game,
too.
it was not fair to start. So
You're somewhat level in the playing field.
yeah,
Somewhat.
and so it's kind of I would be nervous if I was that person, or somebody like the people we know, because they're very clearly left a very significant paper trail, to where the guy, my guy, obviously different guy than the guy you're talking about,
Sure,
but the guy I'm working with, came back and asked me if I would sign a letter that said we wouldn't sue him. And my lawyer said, absolutely, fuck no, we're not signing that. There's no chance in hell we'll sign that. But, we got a little bit of funds recouped, and so we said some nice things about some people and, tried to smooth it over, but the damage had already been done.
Sure.
There's nothing you could do no matter what. Even you give us a small amount of that cash back, it doesn't, even if we put it into the liquidity pool, it's not going to stabilize everything. It's not going to bring it back to the market cap it was. So, what to fucking do? We just paid the devs the back pay that they were supposed to have. They didn't get paid for a year. Was we were going to fund a lot of the operation with the coin value and sell slowly into the ecosystem. And, there was a huge demand when we started, but yeah, so I didn't get paid for a year after that, and had to fund everything myself, when we had expected to maybe have a small treasury of coins that we could sell to people to make that happen. So it is what it is, but yeah, we stayed alive.
Can I just ask another question, since you mentioned the devs? Because under the white paper, the devs, partners, and marketing, I think, were the only ones able to touch the POG coin, right?
Yeah. And so I'm talking about my real devs,
Okay.
my actual employees we never got any money. We were supposed to sell some of that coin to be able to fund all of our development. And so our CTO and our developers, we couldn't do as much as we wanted. We got to a point where our CTO was 6 months back paid. So I had to take whatever cash we had and sell every asset we could to pay him. And I still, I'm still 9 months short of a salary. So it is what it is. But yeah, there was definitely an unlocked amount of coins in the beginning that was supposed to go to advisors, market exchanges, and yeah, so it was advisors, marketing, and exchanges is what it was supposed to go to. And essentially it just went to the same person who built who built everything, in our situation, and went straight into the market to get dumped. And thank God, every person that bought PogCoin at that time, I want to kiss you. Hopefully you're going to see a substantial return. 2 billion is still our goal. I mean, obviously, not financial advice, we never know. But with some of the stuff that we're doing with these partners, I don't think it's crazy for us to think that we will hit, all-time highs and really move on to where hopefully 3 years from now, we look back on all of the stuff that happened at the beginning and we just laugh because we've delivered and we've brought the biggest brands on chain. We actually have a phenomenal game that people will pay to be a part of. And we've got enough people in our ecosystem that are active that it's extremely valuable. And We mix all of our physical integrations that are going around the world in Walmarts and Targets and so forth, and bring them in. And I'm looking forward to the day when your Nerf guns get you PogCoin. I think there's a day that happens, and maybe you can buy a lot of these things with PogCoin. So the PogCoin chapter is only just being written. We wrote the preface and it was a fucking horror story. But the next few chapters I think are going to be redemption.
Speaking of buying, where exactly would you suggest people go to get their hands on some POG? Because there's really, I'm
Not
looking at
really
the
any.
coin market
Yeah.
cap. Yeah, there's not too much available.
Really, the only place to do it is like on Base right now. There's a very small liquidity pool on Solana. There's 2 liquidity pools on Base. Arbitrum and Ape Chain will be creating a liquidity pool with ApeCoin and PogCoin when the bridge is open in a couple weeks, and our game will have it as well. But the game is going to have a pretty hefty premium for the non-Web3 native to get PogCoin to use in the game. So it'll be extremely advantageous, probably like 3 to 4x, just by being able to bring your coins into the ecosystem versus buying them. So I don't exactly know where you can buy them. It's like that. We've been so scared of market makers and liquidity pools and all that stuff just because of all that's happened. But I don't know. Hopefully, it'll be on an exchange pretty soon. That's for sure. On a very, very substantial exchange. This exchange sponsors an F1 team currently. Not a very good F1 team, but a very good, they're an F1
Still
team.
an F1.
We love them. Yeah, there's only 10 teams, so but yeah, I'm still the biggest F1 fanboy that ever was. So well, maybe not ever, but pretty big F1 fanboy. So it's very exciting. PogCoin will have its day. And if people want to sell it down, we've got a liquidity pool to buy it from you. And if people want to buy it up, just make sure you dollar cost average, because things happen and change every day.
Yeah, I don't see, so I'm on Coin Market Cap for PogCoin.
Yeah.
I don't see the availability for Base. I see Aerodrome Finance.
That's
with,
Base.
That's Base. It says
Yeah, Aerodrome is only on Base.
Oh, okay.
And there's a little bit
corrected.
on Uniswap. If you really want to pump the price, you can buy very little on Uniswap on ETH and make a huge impact on the price. But then what you'll see instantly is that people are, arbitraging very small amounts to bring that back into equilibrium. But it's funny, if I ever want to pump the price, which I never would, I would never, inflate the price. But if I wanted to, I would just buy a bunch on Ethereum. you know. So, anyways, we've got a lot. We've moved. It's a 2 billion supply. We've got 5 chains that it's going to be on, and different use cases for each. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and the arbitrage opportunities are definitely going to be there. The DeFi opportunities. But when you look at like Base just brought on JP Morgan, and they're going to be tokenizing trillions of dollars in assets, and those assets are going to need to be put to work. And so we're going to build some fun, different ways to utilize PogCoin. So I don't know, man. I'm not an expert. I just very passionate. I think a lot of people would given up by now with all the hiccups they've run into, but it's just like it's a game for me, and I absolutely love playing the game. I love Web3, and I love the people we've met, and there's no way I'm leaving until this project is even beyond. Like if it ever got declared dead, I'm doing this as a side project to see what we can build. So luckily, I don't have to do that right now.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving, dude. I'm never leaving, bro. Like people believe in this, and people believe in their childhood, and people believe in Web3. So I think we're on to something, and I think Web3 is about to have its big heyday. And I think POG will be one of the biggest IPs in the world for Web3, and especially with the names that we're bringing on board, it will be undeniable. And if we end up succeeding with bringing a couple million new wallets on chain, and they're active weekly, look out, because there's a chance POG could be one of the top projects in the world.
Let's go.
I hope so.
I do too.
So for someone that has never bridged a POG coin from Theta to another chain, is there an easy way to do it? Is it a Medium article you got to follow? Have you done it?
Yeah.
It.
Then I wasn't talking about you.
If you can figure it out, tell me, because I don't even know. No, just
Ah,
go to our dashboard. You go to pogdigital.com, go to the dashboard, and there are a list of the bridges. If you want to go from theta to ETH, it's pretty straightforward. If you want to go from ETH to base, very straightforward. But if you want to go back, there's some delays. And then you can also bridge to Solana now through Wormhole. And very soon we'll have our own portal for you to bridge to Ape Chain and back. So we're very much having fun with the bridges, especially because Coinbase is going to make all base tokens tradable, and not only in Coinbase Wallet but in, I believe, Coinbase proper. So it'll be extremely easy for you to get your. I need to keep up on the news, but my understanding is that Coinbase is about to release updates that allow people to trade super easily from onboarding onto Coinbase and then immediately start trading base tokens. So, POG is about to have its day for sure. I mean, the VCs are starting to take notice. I'm having meetings with VCs all the time, and they love POG, and I tell them the situation and they're like, man, that should be fucking illegal. I hope, but they look at even the metrics, they look at what we've done so far and they buy coins. So POG is by no means dead. The right people have it. And my number one goal is that they have their day.
nice. I do see that now on your website that I'm following along. I got mine staking, so I'm not anxious to move them, but it's good to know that there's a seemingly easy way to do this.
It was so easy. Mags did it twice.
Must be simple then.
Yeah, it's you get the hang of it, but yeah. Kyler, is there I feel like I'm missing the mark on like, I don't know, like, is there any meat left on the bone for this new community of the apes? I just don't you're doing a lot of good stuff, and I just hope I didn't feel like I brought it down by, dredging up the past.
No, are you kidding me, dude? I went through it. That was the fucking one of the lowest points in my entire life, dude. To believe in somebody so much, to believe that they have your best interest at heart, and then to go through a year of them consistently lying, betraying, and to get to a point where a community has to threaten them physically before they actually realize it was a mistake and try and do something, but at the same time continue to doing the same thing to other people. It's heartbreaking, and it is very hard to deal with, that you trusted this person, that you put your company and your community in that position, that you didn't honor the business the way that it should have been honored. So living through it was a million times harder than talking about it. Doesn't even matter now. I can talk about it as much as I want, but we're super excited about the stuff that's happening with the apes, Yuga. That's a phenomenal demographic that remembers our brand, and we'll scale as much as we can with them. But still, it's another chapter in the book, and who knows what happens in the chapter after this. But every chapter leads to the next chapter, and so far it's been a pretty fucking exciting read. A little depressing at times, but we'll keep going.
Those make for better reads, though.
Those make for the redemption. Yeah, the redemption arc, and especially when people look in their wallet, and hopefully they get to tangibly feel that redemption.
Hope so.
I hope so. We won't stop. That's for sure. Can't stop, won't stop.
Get it.
These Bitcoin, golden Bitcoin slammers are insane. Holy shit. These are by far the best slammers we've made so far. Just crazy.
Okay.
The circuit board behind the Bitcoin logo, the old 90s surf shop smiley face on the back. The circuit boards are just the circuit board is just so cool.
Crispy.
It's beyond crispy, baby.
Ooh, extra crispy.
It is. It is extra crispy. Yeah. No, I mean, it's been tough, but we got some of the best people, some of the some amazing people into our community. So ups and downs, good with the bad.
Absolutely. And the moral of the story so far is what I hear is you need someone to help you get these founding POG staking.
Yeah, we need Solana staking yesterday. I'm about to bootleg it and just be like, all right, if you have a found, we'll just like give you points in the hub and then like make it a just by holding, but that won't work because then you won't get it for every POG you hold, only like tiers, which probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
horrible, but it's not, it's just it's not good right now. So I don't know.
So Popper, are you gonna stop down to JPG New York?
Yeah, I definitely want to. Schedule is a bit in the air right now. We're in a baseball tournament, and depending on how we do, we keep playing. So I should know more after this weekend, but that is next week,
Yeah,
right? You guys are getting there
I'll be there
Tuesday?
Monday night.
Is that correct?
Set up shop. We open the POG houses Tuesday, so there's 2 houses. They're a block from each other, just on the Jersey side of the water, and we can take the ferry right over to if we want to. But yeah, the houses will probably open up at noon or so, and then it's Tuesday through Thursday party at the Staples, and then there's all those side events. We've got 12 folks from the community who are flying out at least who'll be there. So it should be a lot of fun.
Wow.
He's bringing 2
International
friends.
too. There's an Englishman coming,
Yeah.
right? Or a Brit. 2 friends. Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a fun time.
Bring a
Who doesn't
friend.
want to play POGs on the street and win prizes?
Popper, well, I should just go for most of it because
Come on
what the hell do
down.
I got going on?
What do you mean most of
Dude,
it?
you could
should go
crash
for the
on
whole
We'll go
thing.
for all of it.
Crash at the POG house.
Okay.
You don't even have to fly.
Bring a sleeping bag, but because I don't know whose
right.
beds are taken, but yeah, come on down.
Sure.
Cut your hair before you get there.
I'm not cutting it. If
Cut it.
Kyler's still going, if he's still, in charge of POG, and he's not leaving, then I can't cut my hair or my beard, right? Just let it go. It's only been a year since I had a haircut, so.
Wow. Yeah, you're loving that retired life now. You're really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I was telling Sawyer, I was like, I'd shave, and then it's like, oh, I'd shave like before it was twice a week, and then it was like once a week, and then it was like, well, why the fuck am I even doing that? So, see where it goes. So Sawyer said I'm just learning the process.
God.
I gotta figure myself out.
Dude's an animal, so you're gonna look like him pretty soon.
Yeah, it's close, right, Popper? We both were on camera last time.
Mags would be honored if he looked like him.
Yeah,
he's got
some good hair.
Yeah, the hair and the beard.
Oh, for POG.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh,
I know,
man.
POG man.
Maybe in New York City.
He should do that.
I think we picked 4 people, and we've bought them plane tickets to fly to New York City. We'll keep doing some of that stuff for people who are active and yeah. A couple of them were birthday presents, so whatever.
Yeah, and we need we need Nothing Flash to man the
He
board.
does.
So
he is essential online. He's
but so my buddy who never played POGs, he didn't know what POGs were. I worked with him down in DC, and he's still down there, and so he won. So I put up 2. No, Felipe. But so anyways,
don't do it.
Felipe,
yeah,
Felipe Hussein Obama. Yeah. So yeah. That won't trigger anyone. No, Felipe. He was like, I had sticks and rocks, and anyway, so he thought they were cooler than hell. And so yeah, and then he was like, well, how do you play? So it was like I was trying to show him how to play, and then I got him in the hub, and then I forgot the whole thing with the change with going through the launch pad first or whatever.
Setting up your account over there.
You know what I'm talking about? If a new person used your code and signed up, they can, but they still can't get into the hub unless they go to the launch pad.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you're prompted to go to the launch pad
on
sign up, so I get it.
Oh, maybe I ignored that. But yeah, so he was confused. I set him straight. So we're slowly getting Felipe.
It's happening everywhere around the world, dude. Adults are coming back to the game they used to love as kids. And there's something wholesome about that, dude. It's crazy. A lot of these people are like, it brings me back to a simpler time when it was innocent. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing now that makes you so fucking guilty? Like that playing POGS is your your salvation. But it's fun to hear too.
There's good memories, and you can't.
Dude, and then you walk
tough
to the
to beat,
playground with a
some
POG
childhood
nobody's ever
memories for
seen,
me.
and you're the fucking king of the castle for a couple of years. And then they grow up and they just want to see titties. But, for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just
like
telling you
most
my
people,
story, I guess.
right? Yeah. It happens to the best of us. Sure.
Could be anyone.
Right. Now, could be anyone.
It's a tale as old as time. But wait till you see these golden Bitcoin slammers, dude. They are. You can actually go on our Twitter page right now and see them. They're astounding. It's the best slammer we've ever made, and there's only 116 of them that will ever be sold. We made 150 in total, so there's like 40 extras. Look at the video.
Is that the one?
The video is insane.
Pop, are you seeing this? Oh,
you're gonna have to cut to it in the. Oh no, you can't. But good.
Sorry, I was just watching.
That's what I asked you to do.
Golden Bitcoin slammers. That's the one.
You bought them. They're done. They're redeemable.
Right? I did.
Oh, buddy. Well, this is coming for you.
Bought 2 of them. Nice. And I think that's why I bought 2.
There's only 5 silvers.
Yeah.
5 solid silver.
Oh, are they? Yeah, I know. I think Char got one on the boards right before the
somehow
after the
he
reveal
got
or
it
something.
for a good price too. I
was,
think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. Anything else?
No, you really brought the heat this time. I'm sweating, so well done. I know I criticized you last time, and I was a bit nervous now to come back, but we dug in.
Yeah, you're just trying to make us better. Adversity. Yeah. No, this was good. It was no hold barred. Names were protected to protect the
absolutely.
Guilty. So love it.
Who knows what's going to happen, but all I know is the train keeps moving on.
We'll hop on or get out of the way.
Or get out of the way, but either way, the train keeps going. So he needed to protect himself. Or, I mean, not the same dude, probably.
Well, he's not. He's right. He's probably not the same dude. You look at that dude. If we're thinking about the same guy, and you look at him, you're like, "Oh man, this guy is all about sports." But Pog was just
the guy that I'm thinking of. Probably never played a sport in his life. I broke my rule working with somebody who didn't know what POG was. So, all good.
Yeah. Oh, but it's gonna be like that scene in Sarah Marshall.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
You're familiar with that movie, right? Did you listen to my tape? Jonah Hill was like, "Did you listen to my tape?" And he's like, "Oh no, I was going to do it, but then I went on living the rest of my life." And then he goes, "Oh, you don't want to be that guy that's going to be like, oh no, I dismissed that guy, like everyone else in his life, and now he's a major influence on me, and I feel terrible."
Well, if I've got my own
he's gonna feel terrible.
My own dreams of what could happen. What we could possibly do, and just hope that we can really get this thing pushing. And I think there are definitely some chains and some people who didn't either know who we were or didn't want to give us enough time to figure out who we were. And I really hope that we have our day in the sun, just not only for us, for our community, for all the people who put so much hard work into this thing. And I think we'll get there. We will definitely have our day.
All right. Well, any more shots you wanted to throw?
He didn't throw any shots.
Huh.
Well, this is great because this is going to come out Tuesday, Popper.
While you're there. While you're in...
right.
In Pogland.
Getting pogged.
Mags in Pogland. Sweet. All right, Kyler, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
All right, boys.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No, anytime.
Come back. Take care.
You
have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter at JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production in association with Pam's Day Spa.